Hey trackies, welcome back to another video. Please remember to smash that subscribe button, hit the like button as well. That's how the video gets to the YouTube algorithm. Share the video if you care. I hope y'all care, so share. And yes, please, the comments. I'm so excited. Sound off below. So yes, as you can see, there's a big wide smile on my face because yes, our men did it. They done it. Oh my gosh, they turned up and they absolutely delivered. So I'm excited 100%. No, yeah, the men. What am I talking about? The 4x100 meters London Diamond League requirement, the World Championship qualifying standard. Well, we were out of top 16. To be fair, we were in 18th. And to get into one of those final two positions, we had to run faster than 38.20. I did see some recent reports saying, the time had moved to 38.15. So seemingly another team had run faster, since then. But yeah, point is we needed to get into top, 16, meaning the last into one of the last two positions, and preferably right 15 position because we have the quality to get there. And yeah, they did it, they done it. So I'm excited, I'm celebrating. Whoop, whoop. All right, so we have officially qualified for the World Championships. I do not believe that there will be a team that will kick Jamaica out based on the performance. So let's jump into what actually happened in this men's 4x100 meters because it was sweet, 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 sweet. So we had Rohan Watson to Oblique Seville to Cajun Golson to Kishane Thompson, and that time clocked to 37.80 seconds. Actually, I should have checked to see where this ranks, in the world in terms of performances. Based on what happened at the World Relays, I believe this is, probably around fourth, in the world so far. Based on countries, you guys can correct me in the comment section. As I said, I didn't check, but I think this is roughly around fourth, in the world based on times. So yeah, job well done. Excellent performance from our men. Now clearly, going in there are tons of hiccups. We're talking about us not having, the likes of a Raheem Ford, being a part of the team, it coming out that, he had visa issues. I will say that outside of the visa issues that he suffered initially when his agent reached out to the J3s, when they contacted him 2 days after the men's 100-meter final, he indicated from that moment that, Ryan would be available for the 4x100 meters. And the J3s never indicated at that particular point in time that they'll be interested in using him for London. They kept talking about, Barbados and also Nakak, nothing about London. So I thought J3s really dropped the ball, in that instance where, they could have from that particular moment assisted him with getting his visa sorted out. And I saw people complaining and saying he doesn't have a visa. Last time I checked, this is national representation, so it's on the owners of the J3s to make sure that the visa is sorted out. You know what I mean? But that being said, he didn't get his visa in time, unfortunately, or didn't get it none at all, so wasn't able to go ahead and compete for us in the 4x1. And then, later on in the week, as actually, a couple of days ago, we heard that Akeem Blake also suffering, from the same visa issues, wasn't able to get his visa in time for the actual event. And I know I've heard in previous years where if you try to get a visa to go into these countries to, compete, too close to the actual time, they will not give it to you. So I believe that, as I said, the J3 should have been on the ball from the get-go, from national senior championships. I believe that should have been enough time, to indicate, okay, we are sending a team, to London. These are the athletes that we're interested in getting there, blah, blah, blah. I'm sure the visa situation could have been worked out from then. But you know how it's there, Jamaica, we're coming like we're last minute people. So it is what it is. We didn't get him in time for the 4x1. So the team, as I said, pretty straightforward as far as I'm concerned, because the ideal team, right, whether we're using Rohan or Raheem, would be to put, one of those athletes on third, which means that, Akeem would go to first. But given, as I said, and this is why I keep pointing out to you guys when you're complaining about, the likes of a Rohan Watson, I said he's a utility sprinter on that 4x1. He can run any leg, right? So they literally just whipped him out of third, put him on first because there's no Akeem Blake, and then just slotted Cajun right there on third and good to go, right? Oblique Seville, on second, and Kishane Thompson on anchor. Now, based on the angle of the race I watched, right? I did see some hiccups. So I did like what I saw from Mohan Watson the first leg, did like what I saw from Oblique Civil as well, from him on the second leg. I did see a hiccup between Cage and Goals and Oblique Civil. That back and exchange didn't seem as seamless. Now, again, I don't know how much time they had to practice when it comes to, that exchange. And as I said, Cajun is pretty new to this setup, I would say. Not necessarily new to relays, but probably new to this setup, on the team. So again, it wasn't as seamless, but they got it, exchanged, and that's what is important. Then to Kishane, great ankle leg from Kishane. Didn't really get to see a good gauge on whether or not I'm sold on his ankle leg. All I know is it didn't look like he lost any ground, which is good. You know what I mean? Based on his caliber, I would have kind of wanted to see him extend, the lead, especially as I said, given the fact that, he's, creme de la creme, 9.75. No one should come close. He should be, moving away from the pack. So I want to see the actual full race as the TV angle. Let's put it that way. I'm waiting to see the TV angle so that I can have a good judge of the men in this 4x100 meters. But honestly, outside of the few errors, that I witnessed, the job was done, and the job that we required at this particular point was to get the time. We got the time. Job well done. 37.80 seconds. Now we can just look forward to refining the team going forward. And as I said, I do have a lot of thoughts as it relates to how to structure this team, and I'm just hoping that they're open to ideas going forward, because I did see something interesting in the women's 4x1, and I said to myself, say, can you believe this? Can you believe this? I'm excited. I'm 100% excited, track is. But anyway, long story short is the men's 4x100 meters did the damn thing. They have qualified. I am excited 100%. Let me know your thoughts now in the comment section below. So track is, first and foremost, the men qualify. Well, as I said, personally, I don't believe that there's any country that will be running faster than that 37.80. They can prove me wrong in the given time that they have left to see if they can run faster than that, but I do not believe so. Right? Second, outside of the glitches, or just overall, what were your thoughts on the performance? We saw Rohan Watson to Oblique Civil, to a Kadrian Golson, and as well to a Kishane Thompson. What were your thoughts on the performance? And also, this whole, visa issue. What are your thoughts there, surrounding the athletes? Do you think it was the onus of the J3s, to make sure that they did it in a timely manner to ensure that the athletes would be able to secure that visa, or should it just be on the athletes to go out and secure, that visa? Let me know your thoughts. But, overall, I am happy. As I said, the men got the job done. I always believe they could get the job done. As I said, I believe that this is a team that can dominate, right? Clearly there's a few things to work out, but outside of that, guys, I'm excited. I'm happy. We did it. We did it. That's what we needed to do, right? So sound off, like the video, and subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you in the next one.